Hi, everyone. Hold on. Get down here. Yeah, I know we don't need any of this. All right. There we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Sailor Moon here. Serena, Tuxedo Max, Darian here. And today, today, first off, sorry for clearing my throat. That always happens. And we got to clean our reckoner out. Well, we got the thumbnail to work. I tell you that we got a likeness made. It's me and Tuxedo Max right beside each other. It took about 3 times to get it right. Now I gotta clean everything on my reckoner like I do every time. Right now we got one follower up there. How you doing? You mean me? Tuxedo Max says, how am I doing? I'm just taking temporary files out of the reckoner, whatever the English word for it is. Then we gotta go for free room and get that done. Okay, there's no free room. And did we already run small soft Windows Fighter? Yeah, it ran at 12:11 in the midday. So yeah, we don't get any more updates for that. All right. Now I'm back. All right. So we had to get that stuff out of the way. All right. This is our first YouTube live stream in the year of 2023 YL. And sorry for clearing my throat like that. Sadly, that cannot be helped. And I know that we don't. I know it wasn't a good time. 3 in the 1 Eastern. It's not the same as would say. What would it be? What would it be? 3 middle would be 12. Hill would be right 11, and that would make West be 10. So I know it's not a good time to change to what time stead you're in. So we're here in my first YouTube live stream in the year of 2020 YL. And first off, we're going to talk about a lot of things, I guess. Like about Sailor Cosmos or Sailor Moon or Sailor World, which is the last following of Sailor Moon since it offshoot from the last book, which was called Sailor Stars. That's going to happen somewhere in this summer, probably around June, which is the end of spring going into summer. And first off, we just want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching our films. You know, the Dwayne's birthday film, Sailor Mars's Rant on Hulu, whatever the English word for that would be. You know, thank you for doing all that. And thank you for giving us all the followers and watchers that we get from that. Can I go on now? Oh, yeah, Darian. All right, Tuxedo Mask. So, Serena, Sailor Moon. Yeah, you're right. We did get a lot of followers from those 2 films that we made earlier this week. We didn't think we would get a lot of watching and looking. But somehow, a lot of folks give us a lot of watching and looking. And somehow our Wedlock film, which we made earlier last year, somehow got a lot watch time. It had no, it is what it is. Now I know we might not, I know in a Sailor Moon followership, you don't get big by doing doll shows or doing what some would call Costa play or self play or clothing play. Apparently you get big watch time for gathering every Sailor Moon doll ever made by Irwin and Bandai, ever made by, East Glee. Having every Sailor Moon film game it came out to every game player over the years. Having every Sailor Moon shirt and coat, and hat and cap and shoes and boots, and having everything that ever came out. And then you only get big watch time when you give your thoughts on Sailor Moon and you show everybody your big gathering. You say, look at me, everyone. I bought all this off of Amazon or Strong Woman, off of eBay or SideBay. You don't get a lot of watch time for doing this in the Sailor Moon followership. You know, it just seems to be that there's three ranks up in the Sailor Moon followership. The doll gatherers, the show players, or we call them the clothing players, and then the doll players, the ones that do doll shows like this. And most of the days, the ones that are doing it mostly do the squeeze dolls. You know what I mean? Like there's Sailor Moon Jacob, who came back to YouTube. You got Terra Warrior, whatever fighter, whatever her ring name is, whatever her handle is, I should say, need to say. But she does squeeze dolls from all live drawing films and shows, not only Sailor Moon, but you know. So it seems to be you don't get a lot of watch time for that. You know? I know what you mean, Tuxedo Mask, Darian. I know what you mean. You don't get a lot of watch time for that kind of thing. Sailor Moon. It said 7 between K. Are you talking about, hello, are you talking about how many followers I got? Or are you talking about what? Are you talking about what offshoot of HD? Because it's 1080p HD I film my work in. And if you're talking about how many followers I got to my YouTube fairway, it's somewhere in the 1,966, something like that. I don't really know. 100. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome to our YouTube live stream. What was formerly Google Hangout. Yeah. And I like to call this a podcast. Now, I know a lot of folks are going to say, oh, when you make podcasts, you can't show yourself. It has to be you, and you got to have a headset and all this other bullshit. No. Call it a live stream, call it a podcast, whatever I want to call it. You know, you don't have to be on Twitch to do a live stream. Hi. Well, I got a lot of folks on my YouTube live stream, Sailor Moon, 7 between 700, someone saying hello, someone saying hi. Sorry, I don't know your handles. I'm going to say it's Odyssey X and Toughness House Mode. I don't know. It said Rose deleted. Do you have a work? What, are you talking about us or are you talking about Dwayne? Well, Dwayne doesn't have any work. He doesn't work full-time or half-time. But he does help out around the house. You know, he does have income coming in from the Team Stronghold Guild through Team Stronghold income, helping income. Which back in the day, Dwayne got a lot of heat and hate for having Team Stronghold Guild and having the Team Stronghold help income. I think it mostly came out of folks being angry that they had to work full-time or half-time and he didn't have to. It says, hi. It said Sailor Moon for life. Thank you. Then and some of their tongue sticking out. Thank you. So, here we go. A lot of folks might ask this one thing. The asking thing everybody likes to ask but never asks is, why do you do Sailor Moon for? Why did you start a Sailor Moon fairway back in 2008, YL? Why have you kept on coming back as Sailor Moon Red 1, and Sailor Moon's Best 1, and Sailor Moon's Best 2, and Sailor Moon YouTube, and Sailor Moon on YouTube, and Sailor Moon Red 1, 2, 3, 4, and Sailor Moon 2, which is now Sailor Moon for life. Because when I first came on YouTube in 2008, YL, there was no one doing what we were doing. No squeeze dolls, no Irwin and Bandai doll shows, nothing. All it was the gatherers and the show players or the clothing players, and that was it. So I thought, hey, why don't I do something that hasn't been done on YouTube? And I did. And any time that you do something new or haven't done something someone isn't doing, you get a lot of love and you get a lot of hate from it. And I don't want you to go through and talk about from 2008 YL to 23rd between YL with all the hate that was coming from bullies and haters and trolls out there. I want to talk about the love, the onlook that I got from my fellow Sailor Moon followers, and even those who weren't. From my watchers, my onlookers, my seers of my work, that somehow loved Dwayne and loved what he did. I'm not going to talk about the haters anymore, or the bullies, or the trolls, or whatever they want to call themselves. You can't win them over. Once someone's got their mind made up about what they love and what they hate, it is what it is. It says astronomer, the queenling of darkness, or astronomer, the Elden of darkness. Yes, it said, "You're my beloved dolls." It said, "Doll Sailor Moon." And someone else wrote down, "What is your beloved doll in your gathering?" Oh, Tuxedo Max, you want to take this one? It's hard to say which is the beloved doll. All the dolls that you see in this film and the ones that are kind of in a hidden room, well, it's hard to say, but this would be the beloved. You see, all the Sailor Moon dolls in their way are beloved because it was hard to get them. All these Sailor Moon dolls came from either Amazon, they came from other websites. Well, most of them came from Amazon or Strong Woman. Sailor Mini Moon came from anime toys or drawing film toys, which isn't around anymore. Sailor Neptune came from eBay through a friend who bought it for eBay. Sailor Pluto came from Omen Boy 4, which he got from eBay back in the day. Queen Beryl came from Omen Boy 4, which he got from eBay back in the day. Kaori Knight and came from eBay through a friend who bought it through there. And let's just say that the Squeeze Doll Sailor Mini Moon and the Squeeze Doll King Endymion, we're going to say they either came from some shop somewhere in Romish, New York, wanted one right through Omen Boy. And Sailor Saturn, that Squeeze Doll came from Amazon or Strong Woman. So at the end of the day, it's hard to say, but this would be the beloved one. Because this was the first Sailor Moon doll ever gotten. Back around November of 2008 YL or 11th month of 2008 YL. And Sailor Moon's gone through a lot of stuff. She may have had other offshoots, like the Bandai offshoot, the Irwin offshoot, which didn't last as long as this one did. And those are glued on. Those are over sticky oozed on because they keep coming off. So in a way, all of them would be the beloved ones in some way. And I know that there's still a bunch of Sailor Moon dolls, both from Irwin and Bandai, we still got to get. Squeeze dolls from West Sea Glee. It says, what do you mean in the hidden room? Closet. That's the French borrowed word. The English word is hidden room. So anyway, it goes. And it says, Sailor Moon is cute. I love Sailor Moon. Well, thank you. I think we know the answer. Right, Sailor Moon. Oh, you left out about getting Luna and Artemis. They came from Game Again. And Sailor Venus, well, she came from the Salvation Army or the Helping Fighting Arm, give shop, giving and Frisk shop. But yeah, that's right. Oh, back to you, Sailor Moon. Yeah, well, thank you. You wonder if the rest of them are going to be in our YouTube live stream. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But there is so many. Well, so anyway, I know that in the end of the, I know that my show might not be. I know that. Hold, it said another thing. It says, "Do you have high heels for Sailor Moon?" No, those aren't. Those are boots. Now, Sailor Mars, see, or she has the high heels. Everyone else has shoes or some kind of boots. And I think, yeah. And Sailor Neptune, she didn't come with any shoes or handwear from the seller on eBay, so it's hard to say. And here's another thing. I just want to bring this up. So if you're in the Sailor Moon followership, and I guess some of you folks are and some of you folks aren't, you're going to get you're going to get love and hate from the other followers out there for what offshoot of Sailor Moon you like. You say you like Deacon Cloverway Sailor Moon, they get all irked at you. They say, oh, you love the wrong Sailor Moon. You're not a true Sailor Moon follower if you love those two. You got to love the Viz one, and you got to love Toei's offshoot. Well, here's the thing. I love Deacon Cloverway Sailor Moon first because those were the first ones that I kind of saw on and off when I was younger. And then when I think of Sailor Moon, that's what I think of. The Viz Sailor Moon is like a backup. If you can't watch the Deacon Cloverway one, then you watch that one. And what about Renaissance Atlantic Films or New Birth, West Sea, West Sea Films. Well, that Sailor Moon, I like that one too. And since it only came out last year, and there's only been one following to it. Then another thing they get on you about names. They go, oh, her name's Usagi. Don't call her Serena. Don't call her Victoria. Oh, I'm angry. You say, my name's Serena, and then in their mind they go, no. You tell them you're offshooting from the Deacon Cloverway world. Maybe he's in the RAF world, and they get all irked at you. In their mind, they think you're offshooting from the Viz and Toei world, which not really that much we are. Usagi's my middle name, not my first name. In Deek's world and Cloverway's world and the Pioneer or Path Seeker's world, my name is Serena Usagi Sakino. Or it could be Serena Victoria Sakino. Well, my last name was going to be Campbell. All right, now I gotta see. We gotta shift the lights off. Let's see how good it looks without it. HD does not make anything brighter than you might think. So some of you folks out there thinking that, oh, all you need to do is offshoot the HD and offshoot the 4K and offshoot to 8K, which is now the newest of offshoots. But at the end of the day, there really isn't a big unlikeness between HD and 4K and 8K. It's just how much it's worth and what shows and films and plays and games are in it. It says, what do you mean, evildoers? When you said evildoers, are you like talking about, you mean evildoers we're fighting? Or are you talking about like name-wise? Because mostly their names haven't really shifted that much. Well, some of their names shifted, but not as much as you think. Oh yeah, that's right, Tuxedo Max. Like Tomo, his rank went from teacher to healer. And that was it. Mostly a lot of folks kept their kept a lot of the evildoers mostly kept their names to some way of doing it. Hold on, let's talk about something else. Something else is like the big tuskler in the room that every Sailor Moon follower likes to bring up. It's too dark in here. Yeah. Sorry for clearing my throat. They like to say, oh, they like to talk about, it said, have Sailor Moon going into the hood. Can we see Sailor Earth? Oh, Sailor Earth. Ernest P. Worrell. No, I can't do. First off, I can't go anywhere because this web shooter only locked to a board top reckoner, and the only way we can make films. So no, we can't do that. Oh, we can make films where we say we're somewhere, but we can't truly go anywhere. And everyone likes it. Yeah, you want to talk about Sailor Earth, Ernest. Oh, no, there's something that everyone out there has a big fight over who's the true Sailor Earth. Because everyone's made their own Sailor Earth. And yes, all of them are women. They all shapeshift. They're blue and they're white and they're green. You know, everyone likes to follow the whole only girls can be fighters oversight, which I don't know who came up with it. But our Sailor Earth, Ernest P. Worrell, is unlike all the others because he's a man. Oh, come on. The Sailor Starlights broke that oversight. Sailor Star Fighter and Sailor Star Maker broke that oversight. They were the first ones that did it. Made it smooth. Dustin and Jordan were the first two to do it. So making it smooth for Ernest P. Worrell and Snoop Dogg to be the next ones to do it. But if you want him to bring him in, we'll do that. All right, let's go bring in Sailor Earth. Shit, fuck. That box is always in the way. All right, time to go in the hidden room and pull out Ernest P. Worrell, Sailor Earth. Wow, 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 wow. Goes the dogs. Whoa. Well, I'm here. Sailor Earth, Ernest P. Worrell, and I have always been Sailor Earth. I was the last one to awaken. Well, no, that's not true. Snoop Dogg was the last one to awaken. He became Sailor Sun. Yes. I know some of you folks are going to say, oh, the Sailor Starlight, Sailor Star Fighter, and Sailor Star Maker. Dustin and Jordan did it first. Yep, they made it where I could do it. And I know some folks are going to say, well, Ernest, you're Sailor Earth, right? What do you think about Sailor Star Fighter Dustin? Was he anything like me? If I had come to Sailor Moon early on, then need be, I probably would have behaved like him in some ways. But in other ways, I don't really think I would have behaved like him. I think at the end of the day, I came to the Sailor Fighters after they were done fighting Madness and Sailor Galaxia, after the Sailor Starlights, Sailor Star Maker, Sailor Star Healer, and Sailor Star Fighter Sailor Star Fighter, Sailor Star Maker, and Sailor Star Healer all left. So I came in and helped them when they were first starting to fight the Kingdom of Hell, which offshooted to the new Dark Kingdom, which offshooted to Wolfman and Hart, which offshooted the Kingdom of Hell again, which offshooted to, Wicked. and which now offshooted to Queen Mora, which now we got Cyan to deal with. But that's all in the Sailor Moon books that Dwayne writes for fun. You're not going to see them anywhere else on the interweb. I think we know why Astronema, the Earlwegian of Darkness, is Hill. It's Madness. Yeah, the old foe Madness. That's probably it. That's who it is. You know? Do you have any Dawnlandish dolls? Yeah, we do got a lot of Dawnlandish and Eastlandish dolls. We do. Oh, I guess I'm not Dawnlandish then. No, I guess the way they made you, no one could tell. All right. So, yeah. So, all right, my sister, you wanted me to do some of this. Oh, no, they wanted you out here, Ernest. They wanted you here, Sailor, if I don't know why they did. Well, I guess they wanted to free out of they wanted to see me. That was what they wanted. Well, too bad I can't shapeshift all the others. But I did have these drawings of me made back in the day, what I looked like when I did shapeshift. And let's not forget about Tool Chicken and them doing the thing where they finally meet Sailor Earth and stuff. Yeah. So it looks like they were way ahead of that. And then they wanted to offshoot the whole thing. Well, I know some of you folks are thinking, Sailor Moon goes, I know what you're all thinking. What about the oversight? Only girls can be fighters or keepers. Whoever came up with that oversight, I don't have to uphold it because I'm not doing true Sailor Moon work. And if the Sailor Starlights already broke that oversight, then why should we be upholding it? You know? And there was someone on YouTube a long time ago, known as Sailor Moon fan dubber or Sailor Moon follower speaker, who got irked and fought and angry and fought that Ernest being Sailor Earth was sliding a slight to Naiko Takeuchi, however you say her name like. Yeah, I don't know where that got started from, but that was years ago, and that's no longer a thing anymore. It said, hello, Sailor Moon. Hi, everyone in the talk. Well, isn't it your... Hey, Serena, Sailor Moon, isn't it you from the other world? Yeah, it's you. It's Sailor Moon Usagi from the other world. You know, the side world. The Viz and Toei world that lives right beside the Deke and Cloverway world. Well, I gotta be going now. Sailor Starfighter has nothing on Sailor Earth. Yeah, now I gotta put you back now. Oh, there we go. We had everyone. I hope you were happy. You got to see Sailor Earth. You got to see Ernest. And someone else writes down, Sailor Moon, 7 between 100. Hi, Sailor Moon. Well, hello. So what else do we gonna... Well, now they got 2 followers now. But then again, it's a YouTube flaw. You know, some bug that shows up on YouTube and says, oh, you're losing followers. Oh, you got no followers at all. You get 5 thumbs up. And he's like, yeah, well. You can't keep them all, you know. Folks have to go and they got to do what they got to do. They're living busy lives. you know. Another thing we're going to bring up here, and it's another thing about Sailor Moon we got to bring up, is some folks have a belief that the unstraight were handled badly in Sailor Moon, but I don't think they were. They like to bring up Zoisite a lot and saying, "Oh well, why did in the Deep world Zoisite's a woman, and I know in the rest of the other Sailor Moon worlds Zoisite's a man." And the grounds to that was that Deep did not want to be put in the bind of folks that say, "I just watched a show with two folks on straight in it." And even though there is nothing wrong with that, there are folks out there who think it is wrong when it's not wrong. So Deep did not want to be in that bind. Cloverway, they got themselves and were in the same bind when it came to Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, Mara and Michelle. So they had to come up with some grounds some grounds for their kinship. And they said, well, they're near kin to each other. And that was how it went. And a lot of folks like to bring up Fisheye. They go, oh, well, I believe Fisheye is a woman and all offshoots of Sailor Moon. You know? So, and I don't think the unstraight were handled badly. All right? I don't believe in the whole followership, but I do believe that they were not, I don't believe in the whole followership thing. But I do believe that the unstraight folks sometimes are, mishandled badly. They're shamed and guilted and slighted for being themselves. And that's sad, you know. You see, everybody grows up, then they learn about who they are. They learn if they love women, if they're in love with women, or if they're in love with men, or if they're in love with both. But it's not something that you can learn. It's not something you're born. It's not something you're born with. It's not something that's set for you. It's something you choose for yourself. And a lot of folks out there think it's either sinful or unlawful. Well, they got their thoughts and beliefs, but there's not really any truth to back it up. You know? So at the end of the day, I think that at least in Sailor Moon, I think they were handled all right. I think they were handled in an onlooking way. That's just me. I can't speak for anyone else out there. And I love, and with be honest about that, I have onlooking love for everyone. No need what they be. Straight, unstraight, I don't care about that. You know? That's all good with me. So the grounds to why, oh, right. It said, no, but why are you always writing in that? Oh, why do I write? Because I like the way it looks. That's why I write in big runes. I like the way it looks. I'm not yelling or hollering or shouting at anyone. I like to write it because that's the way I like the way it looks. You know, you might like to write it all small. I like to write it all big. So anyway, Sailor Moon goes, I just answered that asking. Oh yeah, Tuxedo Mask said, you're right. We like to write big because that's the way we like to write. And some folks go, oh no, you're yelling, you're hollering, you're shouting. Well, that's what they believe. So that's the grounds to why I don't have anyone handle our shout out box for us, because they wouldn't know what the things to look out for. They wouldn't know what to lock, what to hush, who to give a timeout to. So we just do it ourselves. Because I have been, and so that's why I write big. And if some folks don't like don't like folks writing in big or runes or big words, well, I don't know what to tell them. But that's why we do it. And I hope that we were onlooking when we talked about how we believe the unstraight were handled in Sailor Moon, at least in Deacon Cloverway's world. And if anyone out there feels that we may have said or did something wrong, then we are truly sorry. But at the end of the day, a lot of folks will say, well, why is it that Viz don't have to? Because by the time Viz got the right to work with Sailor Moon, there was more learning going on, more understanding, more trust. There was more, open-mindedness going on. And so they didn't have to clean anything up. They didn't have to do anything but just put it in English. So that's why they didn't have to do that. It says, sorry. Well, I just answered your asking thing about why writing big runes or big tracks. So don't be sorry about it. Yeah, you're right about that, Sailor Moon Go. There are so many folks out there, they might think, oh, you're yelling or you're hollering or you're shouting at them. At least that's what they think. So I'm going to have to drink up the last of this drink soon. Because I cut back on my drinking about 1 or so. And someone's like, are you worried about getting double right striked or ownership striked? No. I don't think Pepsi cares about my Canonist live stream. It's not like I take one of their things. It's not like I'm taking one of their boosterings or showings, putting it on YouTube without their asking. And as far as fair work goes, it's a double-bladed sword. Because you might do everything you want to do to make your work be fair work. But the owners of that work might say, no, your work is not fair work. We still own it. And you can't afford to go for a lawful fight just to get a high diva to say that it is or is not. And we want to say how lucky we are to have never, ever gotten in a double right or ownership bind with anyone on YouTube. Some folks are not lucky. Some folks do fair work, and they get their fair work. They get a double right strike or ownership strike on it. But we never did anything that would make anyone think it was their work. It would be hard. It would be hard for them to say, "Oh, this is my room, and that's my dolls, and and that's my window, and that's my wall, and all that shit." So it'd be hard for them to do a fake strike and say it was their stuff. It says, "What do you think of Goku and Serene and Usagi?" Well, my name's Serena. In the Deacon Cloverway world. But anyway, everybody keeps bringing him up. It's almost if he's some kind of offshoot of me in the Lindworm Ball Z world. Which I guess he kind of is, at least in the eating. I don't know if he's a ditz or a klutz like me. I know he likes to eat a lot. And everyone likes to have me and him fight all the time on YouTube. You go on YouTube and look up us, put in Sailor Moon fight, whatever, him, its name, and Goku, and you'll get a bunch of them. But a lot of times, either I win or he loses. While we isn't fighting to begin with, we're both followers of the four wand bonds of good. If you think of anyone out there that would most likely be more nearest to me, it would have to be Homer Simpson, but at least me and him, when it comes to eating, we're about even. So I don't know about Rini and Goku. I know Rini had her kinship with Helios, who works in the behalf of God and Jesus as a keeper of the golden hearse and the watcher of dreams in the behalf of God and Jesus. But I never thought her and Goku being together. Me either. It said Goku and Rini, it said, are good ship. You mean a kinship? Well, I don't know. It's hard to say because Rini always had this kinship with Helios, and I guess that's still going on. So I don't know how Rini and Goku got together, but I guess they're friends, unless you're talking about that Tina Warrior, whatever her name, Fighter, whatever her name is, that does other Squeeze Dolls shows, some other live drawing films and shows, that does me sometimes. If you're talking about that work, beyond that, I don't truly know. So anyway, a lot of folks are wondering something else they wonder. Well, what else they want to say? Oh, I don't know what else they want to say. I mean, so far, Sailor Moon, we had Sailor Earth on, or Ernest P. Worrell on. It said, Goku is a son of Gula. Gulin is the son of Goku. Okay, good for him. You know. But I don't really know if we ever met. Because I don't think there ever was a Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, or Linmer Ball Z over Roundover. So your guess is good as mine. You know. But at the end of the day, the ones that should be the ones we would most likely have a Roundover with, that would be the Mic Keepers. They're the ones most likely having a Roundover with. I know a lot of folks like to throw the other drawing film shows out there, or Mic Girl shows out there, where girls shapeshift and become over good doers. And they like to think that we would have overlaps with them. And for many years, there was all these shows. And then for some time, everybody kept saying, it's Tokyo Mew Mew. They offshooted from you. Oh, now when that big thing was going on in 25th between YL, when someone thought that show was offshooting from me, and they're like, oh, well, both of them shapeshift. They both got folks that show up and help them. Yeah, and so does many other shows out there got that going on. Yeah. Got that going on. Anyone else that want to, so anyway, I wonder if you want anyone else to be on this YouTube live stream. Like, how long are we going to go up for? I don't know. There isn't really a set time for how long one does a YouTube live stream for. So, all right. Now, here's probably something Tuxedo Mask says, or evening coat. A lot of folks gave me and say, oh, it's not an evening coat you're wearing. It's just some evening coat you're wearing. Your evening coat hide. Like, yeah, I know. And this gave me on that shit. Yeah. So, anyway. Oh, well, I guess. No, we're not ending this, though. Is there anyone else? Anything on the shout-out box? Sailor Moon? No. Tuxedo Max? Anyone saying about the shout-out box? No, there's not. I think everyone hasn't said any more things since the whole, Goku and his son thing. And things, folks always ask this thing. There's the asking thing they always ask. I'll let you do that, Tuxedo Mask. They go, oh, well, Do you watch any other drawing film or drawing show? Well, no. The only drawing film that Dwayne is loved and always will love is Sailor Moon. Yes, he watches other farcier shows and he watched other drawing films and farcier show and drawing films and drawing shows over the years. But Sailor Moon's the one that he likes out of them all. You know? So everybody likes to ask, oh, how did he get into it? For anyone who's still watching, and I guess there's 2 folks still watching, here's the answer. All right. It said the true fact is that Ray Hino's Dawn Landish show player is a huge MJ follower girl or lover girl. What is this MJ? I don't know who MJ is. Must be some other drawing film or drawing show out there that I don't know about. But somebody else knows about. I don't know. So, it says Michael Jackson. Oh, you're right. Michael Jackson. Yeah, it is true. And the Viz offshoot, which was put into English through the Toei offshoot, Serena says, look, there's Michael Jackson. Where? Ray goes. But the Deep shifted it out and said, look, there's Chad. Well, first off, yeah, I didn't know that she was a big follower of Michael Jackson in his songs. I didn't know that. So I guess they put that in there because I guess she felt it should be put in there, or someone said, hey, she likes Michael Jackson, so let's go write that in there. But I don't think Deke knew about that. If they did, they would have kept it in there, but they shifted it out and said, oh, look, there's Chad. Oh, no, because I guess it was around the time that folks were guilting and folks were scathing Michael Jackson for doing things with children that they thought was wrong. Did they have any truth to it? I don't know, but there's a lot of folks that felt that he was mishandling his own kids that he had, that he was doing things that he shouldn't have been doing to them. That's what they said. And it must have been around the time all that shit was coming out. So that's probably why Deke shifted it out and said, oh, look, there's Chad. But anyway, Michael Jackson is up in heaven with God and Jesus now. He's at rest now in a good stead. He'll be missed. He, been dead since 2009 YL. Like I like to say, when he got to heaven, Elvis Presley was there. And Elvis Presley said, hey, welcome to heaven. I'm the king of rock. You're the king of pop. You're going to love God and Jesus. Anyway, I know it's a really dumb take on what I said. But that may have been the grounds to why Deke took out that and put, hey, look, there's Chad instead. I guess. Yeah, it was true that he was seated not guilty of that later on. But at the time when it came out, a lot of folks wanted to distance themselves from it. About the whole thing with Borderland and Rushland, a bullshit war started by a big land that wished they were overmight again, but sadly are not. So they think by bullying a smaller land, it will make them look like they were overmight again. That's what I got to say about that. So anyway, Sailor Moon, you want to talk about how Dwayne got into Sailor Moon? Yeah. I'll bring in Sailor Mini Moon in now. And it's going to be the Bandai offshoot and not the Squeeze Doll offshoot, which I do got a Squeeze Doll offshoot of. But that's in the hidden room. Shit. Oh, great. Thanks for knocking me over, meatball head. So anyway, hi, I'm Sailor Mini Moon. or small moon or little moon. I'm Rini. Who does Chibalooza? That's not my name. Anyway, so how did Dwayne get into Sailor Moon? Make it good, Sailor Mini Moon. Back off, Serena, Sailor Moon. You know what? What I don't get is why Deke had to make you out to be such a bully to me. But then Cloverway made you behave more near to how you behaved in the Viz world and the Toei world, but Deke made you behave like a bully. Don't know. Anyway, 9 between 95 YL was a big year for anyone who was a Sailor Moon follower. Well, how could you be a Sailor Moon follower if you didn't know what the show was? So if you were living in the settled land and for one Reichs in 9 between 95 YL, Dwayne used to be up early some days. He would see some followings of Sailor Moon on UPN and WB. I guess Fox. I don't know. Later on, saw some of them on USA and later on Cartoon. And then years later, one day, and here's someone we keep bringing up, the nostalgia critic or the past scaver. And he's talking about Sailor Moon. And Dwayne's like, I used to watch that show. And that's how he got into it. And he started watching it first on YouTube, then on Vugon, then on Daily Motion or Daily Shift, then on every other website you could get it on. Like Anime World, Anime Planet, whatever. Watch Sailor Moon on interweb. Sailor Moon Online, and now whatever this other websites we get it on. And that's how he became a follower of Sailor Moon ever since that day. And I know that he's only been a follower of Sailor Moon since 2008 YL, which makes him a newcomer, where everyone else has been a follower going back to 9 between 95 YL. Yeah, I guess you're right about that Sailor Small Moon or Sailor Little Moon. You're right about that, Rini. So first off, any land working fire shot on another land is not fun. And there are many lands out there that got fire shot. The Furwan Reichs, the Furwan Kingdom, Frankland, Spanish land, Pakistanish land, Indiish land, the Holy Land, Salbi land. Also include North Koreish land, Iranish land, and Rush land, and Eastland. And the grounds to why no one doesn't shoot at anyone else, because if someone does, somebody else will shoot back at them. And their fire shot will be more worse than somebody else's. And the Furwan Reich's fire shot is greater than everybody else's. So it's not fun for any land to be shooting fire shot off any other land. I don't know why you would ask that for. If they would, that would be the end for them. Because the 4-1 Reichs would shoot their fire shot off from their undersea ships faster than they could shoot it off from one of their dumb wings. They would get blasted. They might get one off, but we would shoot one back and they would be dead. They'd be handicapped. So no land would shoot at another land because these lands got it. And the 4-1 Reichs has more fire shot than all the other lands. And even keeps even the most evilest shitheads from doing anything with it. So I don't even know why you would ask that. It wouldn't be fun at all. So I don't know why you would ask that for. I don't know. Maybe he wants to be hushed and locked. Or need be, he's putting us out there so we can get ourselves flagged. Well, if that's true, we better hush and lock him now. Yeah. There you go. Don't want to be hearing any more of that stuff on our YouTube live stream. And I'm sorry to everyone that had to hear us talk about it. You know, it's a very frightening thing. I'm sorry I brought it up. Someone puts it out there, wanted me to talk about it, and now he or she is hushed now. So it is what it is. Someone who has Grumpy Cat, as their likeness. So now he or she's hushed now. They're locked. Well, I guess I gotta go now, Sailor Moon. I guess you gotta go now, Sailor Small Moon. Hey, why do you not want to bring my squeeze doll out? Why am I offshooting this Bandai one? Why couldn't you have gotten the more good-looking Irwin one? Can't afford it. Worth too much. Is that your asking thing? Yeah, that was my asking thing. You do know it's snowing out there, don't you? Yeah, it is. Look, I'm going to be going back, to the upcoming? Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Oh, look, I'm sorry. What are you sorry about? That we had to talk about the whole fire shot thing. That's what I'm sorry about. Hey, we said we're sorry to everyone. If someone out there gets angry about it, oh well. Yeah. Let's just be real earnest with this one now, Tuxedo Mask says. We are truly sorry for frightening anyone talking about fire shot and the lands that got fire shot. But someone on our YouTube live stream asked us, they're like, about that. And they said, how fun would it be if Rushland shot out fire shot? Well, it wouldn't be fun for anyone. So we want to say we're sorry about that. And if there's someone out there who thinks that, who thinks, oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry about talking about that. All right? No need to say we did anything wrong on YouTube or we weren't following the YouTube followership oversight. So we're sorry about that. And if someone wanted to get us on something, they could have had done by now. They did have enough time to say, oh, well, someone's talking about fire shot or whatever. Yeah, I know if we were a YouTube mate, YouTube would already be all over it by now. Your film is now year gated. You now lost income off of your film. You now lost your good standing with mateship and booster and showing oversight. You lost your good standing with followership oversight. Well, since we're now a YouTube mate, I don't think they were going to really care. And if they want to flag it, well then how long is YouTube going to sit there and watch the whole live stream and then see someone write that on our shout out box and say, oh, well, you talked about it. It said, please say, welcome, Sailor Moon. Welcome, Sailor Moon. What? Saying, yeah. So anyway, just want to say that we had a pretty long, really long YouTube live stream. Went for about a span. It's about 2:01 in the after day now. So anyway, we just want to tell everybody, thank you for coming on our YouTube live stream. Sorry we're a little crooked on our film. Sadly, it can't be helped when you're making a YouTube live stream. And if we lost one follower from he or she being if we lost one follower, well, we don't really care. he or she isn't going to be going around talking about that stuff in our YouTube live stream anymore. And it looks like that the sticky Mr. Snow took some of their words off. Now they're taking every one of their words off now. Almost if they feel that they did something wrong. Well, first off, I just want to tell the smelly Mr. Snow or smelly Lord Snow, you didn't say or do anything wrong. So if you're taking those things off of our live stream, you didn't say or do anything wrong. And it's all time now. If you like this film, follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. I, Sailor Moon, I, Tuxedo Mask, will see you later. Bye.